Okay, students, over the last couple of weeks, we studied about the double entry principle. And now today we are going to do a little bit of like exercises from this lesson. So we learned about the double entry principle. Mainly, we have five types of accounts: asset account, liability account, equity account, income account, and expense account. So asset accounts and expenses account, if the balance is increasing, we are debiting it, and if the balance is decreasing, we are crediting it. On the other hand, liability accounts, equity accounts, and income accounts, if the balance is increasing, we are crediting it, and if the balance is decreasing, we are debiting it. So that is the basics of double entry principle. So we are going to do few exercises from this area, and initially we are going to try out a question. So I will do these questions along with you. So let's start. So the first transaction we have is purchase a machine on January 3rd, 2025 at rupees 500,000. Okay, so when we get a transaction like this, what we have to look at is, okay, what are the two types of accounts that could be? Okay, one thing is purchasing a machine. Okay, so we are purchasing a machine for rupees 500,000. Okay, so two things involved are, one is machine. Okay, one is machine, another one is what? Other one is cash. Okay, because we are paying out of cash. So we have purchased machine on January 3rd, 2025 at rupees 500,000. So the two types of assets we have is machine and cash. Okay. So when we have these two things, the next thing that we have to look at is, what is this? Okay, what is the accounting element related to this type of account? Okay. Now, if we look at machine is a asset. Okay, and cash on the other hand is also asset. So in this transaction, what has happened? Let's look at it again. What has happened? Now machine, purchasing a machine. When you purchase a machine balance is going up. Okay, or else machine balance is increasing. On the other hand, when you look at the cash, you have paid 500,000 cash. Okay, you have paid 500,000 cash. So cash is decreasing. Okay, cash is decreasing. So here you have one asset increasing and the other asset decreasing. So when you have an asset increasing, what is the double entry principle? You have to debit it. And on the other hand, when your other asset is coming down or decreasing, what you have to do? You have to credit it. So here, what you have to do is, machine account, it has to be debited. Whereas cash account has to be credited. Okay, let's look at the answer as well. So answer is also, we have to debit the asset account. We have to debit the asset account, machine, from 500,000, that is the amount, and we have to credit the cash account, 500,000 credit. So this is the double entry. Purchasing a machine on January 3rd, 2025 for rupees 500,000. On one hand, machine asset is increasing, so we are debiting it. On the other hand, cash asset is decreasing, so we are crediting it. Okay, so when we are recording the transaction, this is the double entry that we have to pass. Okay, so this is the double entry that we have to pass. So it doesn't end there. Okay, it doesn't end there. Now, on the other hand, we will have to record this in the accounts as well. Okay, we will have to record them in the accounts as well. Okay, let's look at how to record them in the accounts. So we will have two types of accounts. Okay, we will have two types of accounts. Okay, date, description, ledger folio, and value. So date, description, ledger folio, and value. Okay. Date, description, ledger folio, and value. Here also date, description, ledger folio, and value. Okay, first we'll record the debiting account, that is the machine account. Okay, so we are debiting the machine account. Okay, so when we are debiting the machine account, first we have to record the date, that is January 3rd. And we are debiting now. This is the debit side and this is the credit side. Okay, left hand side is debit side and right hand side is credit side. So when we are debiting, we have to mention the account that we are crediting. Okay, we have to mention the account that we are crediting. Okay, so we are crediting the cash account. Okay, then we have to record the value. Value is 500,000. Okay, so we have recorded one account. Okay, then the other account, okay, then the other account, we have to record the date, then description, then ledger folio, value, then again same thing on the other side as well. Okay, date, description, ledger folio, and value. Okay, now we have recorded machine account, we have already accounted. Now we have to account, or we have to record the entry or pass the entry in the cash account. Okay, that is a cash account. So cash account, what are we doing? We are crediting the cash account. We are crediting the cash account. So since we are crediting the cash account, we have to record it in the credit side. Okay, here we debited the asset account, machine account. Therefore, we debited it. Okay. Now here we are crediting it, so we have to record it in the credit side. So we have to record the date first, that is January 1st. So we are here we are crediting the cash account, so we have to write the description of the account that we debit. එතකොට debit කරන account එකේ description එක ලියන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි machine account එක. And what is the amount? 500,000. 500,000. So this is how we do it. Purchasing machine on 3rd January 2025 for rupees 500,000. So we have to firstly identify the accounts, two accounts, that is machine account and the cash account. And after identifying this account, we have to identify the type of account or the respective accounting element. So machine is asset and cash is also asset. Then we have to see what is happening. Machine asset is increasing because we are purchasing a machine. And on the other hand, cash asset is decreasing because we are paying cash. So cash is going out of the business. So if the asset is increasing, what are we doing? We are passing a debit entry. And on the other hand, if asset is decreasing, what are we doing? We are passing a credit entry. Okay. So those are the two entries, and then we have to record it in the account. So in the machine account, since we are debiting it, we are recording it in the debit side. Okay, since Machine account, we are debiting it. We are recording it in the debit side. And cash account, since we are crediting it, okay, since we are crediting it, we are recording it in the credit side. Okay, we are recording it in the credit side. So that is how we do the first transaction. Purchase a machine on 3rd January 2025 at rupees 500,000. Okay, you can take a couple of minutes and write the subheading as recording transactions in account. Recording transactions in account, and write example and write this down. You can write this slide. You can write this slide. You can write this slide. So take a couple of minutes and write it. Okay, so we recorded this transaction, purchasing a machine on 3rd January 2025 for rupees 500,000. So the double entries, machinery account, asset has increased. We are debiting it by 500,000, and cash account, another asset account. So we are asset balance has decreasing since we have paid out cash. So we are crediting it by rupees 500,000. So those are the double entry, and we record those double entry as indicated below as debit and credit. So we are debiting the machine account and we are crediting the cash book account. Okay, so we are moving on to the next question or next example. So that is let's write it. Obtain bank loan of rupees 200,000 on 4th Jan 2025. Okay, so this is the transaction. Now, when we look at this transaction, there are a few things that we need to figure out first. Okay, now first, this is a cash transaction. Okay, this is a cash transaction. This is not a credit transaction, this is a transaction. And then the next thing is what are the type of accounts involved in it. Okay, what are the type of accounts involved in it? There are two types of accounts involved in it. One is bank loan account. Bank loan account. The next one is cash account. Okay, next one is cash account. So then we have to figure out the accounting element related to this. Now, cash account is a asset account. Okay, cash account is a asset account. On the other hand, bank loan is a liability account. Bank loan is a liability account. Okay, bank loan is a liability account. Now let's see what has happened here. We have obtained a bank loan of rupees 200,000. We have obtained a bank loan of 200,000. When that happens, what is happening? Liability is increasing. Okay, liability is increasing. On the other hand, when we obtain a bank loan, okay, we have also received 200,000. Okay, we have also received 200,000 in cash. Okay, there what is happening? Cash is also increasing, so asset is also increasing, right? So here bank loan account, liability account has increased by rupees 200,000. On the other hand, when we take the loan, we have received cash, and my cash balance is also increased by 200,000 an asset account. Okay, so when a liability, so let's start from the asset account. So when the asset is increasing, what is happening? We will have to pass a debit entry. Okay, we will have to pass a debit entry. And on the other hand, when a liability is increasing, we will have to pass a credit entry. Okay, we will have to pass a credit entry. And all of this, okay, all of this is taken from this table. Okay, this double entry principle here. Now I asked you last week also, write it in somewhere you can always see and remember it. Okay, you can logically remember it. Okay, so okay, now let's write the two entries. Okay, so when we are writing, okay, when we are writing, we are always writing the debit account first. Okay, so debit cash account. Okay, what has happened? Asset has increased. So we are debiting the cash account by rupees 200,000. Okay, then we are crediting the account. What account? Bank loan account. Bank loan account. Okay, there what has happened? Liability has increased. Liability increase. So they are also by 200,000 rupees. Okay, so this is the double entry. So this is the double entry. Okay, this is the double entry. Okay, this is the double. Now we have recorded the double entry, and now we have to record it in the account as well. Okay, now we have to record it in the account as well. When we are recording it in the account, okay, so I have two types of accounts. What are those two types of accounts? One is cash account. Okay, the other one is bank loan account. Cash account and bank loan account. Okay, so I have my left hand side debit and right hand side is credit. Okay, so cash account, what has happened? It has been debited. Okay, it has been. You have to write, record it as per this format. Okay, as per this format. But for the explanation purpose, I will write it like this. Now you have to record the date first. So that is 4th Jan 2025. Okay. So when you are recording the debit entry, you have to record the description of the what is the account you are crediting. Or credit කරන account එක මොකක්ද කියලා මේ debit පැත්ත ලියන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට අපි ඒකට ලියනවා bank loan account කියලා. Bank loan account. Right? And then I am writing the amount 200,000. එතකොට එකක් සම්පූර්ණයි. Then we are going to the bank loan account. එතකොට bank loan account එක මොකක්ද කරලා තියෙන්නේ? ඒක මම credit කරලා තියෙන්නේ. Okay? Then I am writing it in the credit side. එතකොට එතන මම ලියනවා, එතන date එක ලියනවා. Okay? Then I am mentioning cash account. Okay, and then I am writing the amount. Okay, so this is how we pass the double entry into the accounts. Okay, this is how we record it in the accounts. Okay, let's look at the answer. So cash account or the cash account asset has increasing and we are debiting it by 200,000. Crediting bank loan account liability has increased by 200,000. And on the other hand, we have recorded it correctly as well. You can see cash book and the bank loan account. So take couple of minutes and write down this. Take couple of minutes and write it down. Okay, so we are going to the third transaction. Okay, third transaction is the owner invested 300,000 rupees as capital on 1 second, sorry, on 5th January 2025. Okay, so that is the transaction, and now we are going to see how to solve it and how to sort it out. Okay. Okay. Now, when we take this transaction, firstly, we have to see whether this is a cash transaction or credit transaction. You can make a cash වලට උන transaction එකක්ද එහෙම නැත්නම් credit transaction එකක්ද කියලා බලන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඇයි අපි මේ cash transaction එකක්ද credit transaction එකක්ද කියලා බලන්නේ? අපිට මේක cash transaction එකක් නම් අපි දන්නවා definitely අපිට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මේක cash account එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා. credit එකක් නම් අපිට debtor කෙනෙක් හරි එහෙම නැත්නම් creditor කෙනෙක් හරි ඉන්නවා. Okay, let's read it out. Okay, let's read it out. The owner invested rupees 300,000 as capital on 5th January 2025. Okay, now first, number one, this is a cash transaction. Okay, this is a cash transaction. Now, if this is a cash transaction, okay, the important thing next is, so we know definitely there will be a cash account here. Make a cash transaction එකක් ඒ හින්දා අපි දන්නවා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මේකෙදි මේ cash transaction එකක් නිසා අපි දන්නවා definitely මේක තියෙනවා කියලා cash account එකක්. Okay, then we have to figure out what are the two types of accounts in this. Okay, so one is definitely cash account. The second one is the owner invested rupees 300,000 as capital on 5th Jan 2025. So it's as capital. So we have the second account, capital account. Okay, capital account. Okay, we have the cash account and the capital account. Then we have to see what are the types of accounts here. Okay, we have to see what are the types of accounts here. Okay, now we know cash account is a asset account. Okay, cash account is a asset account. Cash account is a asset account. On the other hand, capital account is a equity account. Capital account is a equity account. Then make it මොකක්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? The owner invested rupees 300,000 as capital on January 5th. So capital account or the equity account, since owner has invested capital, equity is happening what? Equity is increasing. Okay, equity is increasing. On the other hand, now we have the cash account, an asset account. We are receiving the cash. Okay, since owner is investing capital, we are also receiving 300,000 cash into the business. There what happened? Asset account is increasing. Okay, the asset account is increasing. So if an asset account is increasing, then what is the entry that we have to pass? What is the entry that we have to pass? That is a debit entry. Okay, on the other hand, if the equity is increasing, what is the entry that we have to pass? That is a credit entry. Okay, so cash account is an asset account. When the owner has invested 300,000, business is receiving 300,000, and cash account or cash asset account is increasing, so we are debiting it. On the other hand, owner has invested capital, so the capital account is increasing, equity is increasing. Since equity is increasing, we are crediting it out. So all of this we are doing it based on what? We are doing it based on double entry principle. Okay, we are doing it based on the double entry principle. එතකොට මේක තමයි baseline එක. මේක අපි හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ. මේක මතක තියාගත්තාම තමයි අපිට ඊතුරු ටික ටක් ටක් ගාලා කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. Okay, then let's write down the double entry. Double entry. Okay, so firstly we are writing the debiting account. Okay, debit cash account, or we can also say cash book. Okay, we can also say cash book. Debit the cash book by rupees how much? 300,000. 300,000 rupees. Okay. On the other hand, we are crediting the capital account, or we can also say equity account, by 300,000. Okay, by rupees 300,000. Okay, so we pass the double entry. Now what we have to do is we have to record it in the accounts. Okay, we have to record it in the accounts. So we have two types of accounts. We have two types of accounts here. Okay, so we will record it in two types of accounts. Okay. Okay. First one is cash book. Okay. The second one is capital account. So we have two sides, debit side and credit side. Debit side and credit side. So here we have we have debited the cash book. So we will write the date 5th Jan 2025. ඊට පස්සේ අපි ලියනවා ක්‍රෙඩිට් කරන account එකේ නම. ඒක තමයි capital account එක. capital account එක. ඊට පස්සේ කීයකින්ද අපි ඒක debit කරන්නේ 300,000 වලින්. Okay, 300,000. ඊට පස්සේ credit entry එකක් pass කරනවා. credit entry එක pass කරන්නේ credit පැත්තට. එතකොට අපි ඒකට දානවා date එක මුලින්ම 2025 කියන. ඊට පස්සේ මොකක්ද අපි debit කරේ cash account එක. Right? Equal by 300,000. Okay, so this is how we do it. This is how we do it. So take couple of minutes and write it down. So you have to record it like this. Okay, cash book, we are debiting it by 300,000. Capital account or equity account, we are crediting it by 300,000. Okay, so you have to write down this slide. Okay, take couple of minutes and write it. Take couple of minutes and write it. Okay, so then now we are moving on to the next transaction. Okay, let's write it down. Okay, so that is the fourth transaction. Okay, fourth transaction, that is received an interest income of rupees 20,000 on 5th Jan 2025. Okay, now when we receive a transaction, what do we do first? Okay, we are looking whether it is a cash transaction or credit transaction. Now this is a cash transaction, received an interest income of rupees 20,000 on January 5th. Okay, so this is a cash transaction. This is a cash transaction. Then, okay, then we will have to figure out what are the accounts involved in it. Okay, what are the accounts involved in it? So if it is a cash transaction, obviously we have a cash account. Okay, we have a cash account. We also call this cash book. Okay, we also call this cash book. Cash book. Okay, then it says received an interest income. Okay, received an interest income. Okay, that's interesting. So the next type of account is interest income account. Okay, interest income account. Okay, now then let's see cash account. Okay, cash account. What type of account is cash account? Or the what is the accounting element related to cash account? That is asset. Okay, that is asset. So cash account is a asset account. Okay, cash account is a asset account. On the other hand, interest income account, as name itself mentioned, it is a income account. Okay, it is a income account. Now what has happened here? So you have received an interest income. Okay, you have received an interest income. So what is happening? Income is increasing. Okay, income is increasing. On the other hand, so you are receiving cash. As you receive the interest income, you are also receiving cash. Received an interest income of rupees 20,000. So what is happening? Asset is also increasing. Okay, asset is also increasing. So we have asset increasing, and on the other hand, income increasing. So if the asset is increasing, what do we pass? We pass a debit entry. Okay, we pass a debit entry. And on the other hand, if the income is increasing, what do? We are passing a credit entry. So as I explained earlier also, all of this, we are doing it based on this accounting principle. Okay, so asset account increasing, we are debiting it. Income account increasing, we are crediting it. Okay, so we are doing it based on the double entry principle. Okay, let's go back to the question. Received an interest income of rupees 200,000. Okay, now let's write down the double entry. Okay, double entry. Okay, in the double entry, we first write the debiting account. Debit cash book. Debit cash book. Okay, by rupees 20,000. Okay, on the other hand, credit interest income account. Interest income account by rupees 20,000. Okay, so those are the double entry. So then we have to record it in accounts. So we have two accounts. Okay, we have two accounts. We have two accounts. One is cash book. The next one is interest income account. Okay, so we have the debit side and credit side. එතකොට debit side එක තියෙන්නේ වම් අත පැත්තේ, credit side එක තියෙන්නේ දකුණු අත පැත්තේ. Okay, එතකොට we are debiting the cash book, so we are recording the date 5th Jan. Okay, 5th Jan. So we have to record the account that we credit, that is interest income account, and by 20,000. එතකොට අපි credit account එක කොහොමද record කරන්නේ? එතනත් අපි credit පැත්ත තමයි මේ entry එක pass කරන්නේ. එතකොට අපි මුලින්ම date එක දානවා. අපි ඊට පස්සේ debit කරන account එකේ නම ලියනවා cash account. Okay, ඊට පස්සේ අපි ලියනවා amount එක. Okay, so that's it. එතකොට අපි double entry එක identify කරගත්තා මේකේ. Okay, double entry එක identify කරගත්තා. ඒ වගේම අපි මේක account එකේ record කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එකත් ඉගෙන ගත්තා. Okay, so let's take couple of minutes. Okay, and write it down. So you can take couple of minutes and record it. You have to write it as mentioned in the slide. So take couple of minutes and write it. Okay, now we are going to the fifth transaction. Okay, we are going to the fifth transaction. Okay, so in the fifth transaction, it says paid salaries of rupees 20,000. Paid salaries of rupees 20,000 on 6th Jan 2025. Okay, now first we have to look at whether this is a cash transaction or credit transaction. Okay, so this is a cash transaction. You can settlement එක ඒ වෙලාවෙම කරනවා. Right? මේක cash transaction එකක්. ඒතර cash transaction එක නම් definitely I will have a cash book. Okay, one account I will have is cash book. ඊට පස්සේ මම හොයාගන්න ඕනේ මේක මට එක account එකක් තියෙනවා cash book එක, අනිත් account එක මොකක්ද? අනිත් account එක තමයි මෙතන කරන paid salaries. Paid salaries කියලා කියනවා නම් එහෙනම් අනිත් account එක තමයි salaries account එක. Okay, salaries account එක. එතකොට අපිට තියෙන accounts දෙකක්, cash book එකයි salaries account එකයි. ඊට පස්සේ මම මොකක්ද කරන්නේ? මම බලනවා cash book එක කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? මේකට අදාළ account type එක මොකක්ද? එහෙම නැත්නම් මේකේ account element එක මොකක්ද? cash book එකට අදාළ වෙන්නේ asset කියන accounting element එක. එහෙම නැත්නම් account type එක. එතකොට salaries account එක කියලා කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? salaries account එක කියලා කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? okay. මෙතන කියන්නේ paid salaries. paid salaries කියන්නේ අපි salaries ගෙවලා තියෙනවා. එහෙනම් මේක expense account එකක්. okay. මේක expense account එකක්. එතකොට අපි ආයි transaction එක කියමු paid salaries of rupees 20,000 on 6 January 2025. එතකොට මේකෙන් කියද්දි මොකද්ද කියන්නේ මේ salaries paid කරව ගමන් මොකද වෙන්නේ salary expense account එක expense account එක වැඩි වෙනවා salaries pay කරපු ගමන් මොකද වෙන්නේ expense account එක වැඩි වෙනවා expenses account එක increase වෙනවා හරිද එතකොට මේ salary එක pay කරපු ගමන් මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ මේ cash ව්‍යාපාරේ තියෙන business එකේ තියෙන cash වලින් තමයි මේක ගෙවන්නේ මේ salary එක ගෙවන්නේ so we are paying this salary from the cash available in the accounts. So what is happening? Cash is going down. So asset is decreasing. Okay, asset is decreasing. Okay. So if asset is decreasing, what is the entry that we have to pass? We have to pass a credit entry. We have to pass a credit entry. On the other hand, if the salary expense is increasing, how do the expenses increase? We have to pass a debit entry. If the expenses is increasing, then we have to pass a debit entry. Okay, so let's write down the double entry. Okay, let's write down the double entry. So double entry, first we have to write the debit account. Debit salaries account. Debit salaries account by rupees 20,000. Okay. On the other side, we have to credit the cash book by rupees 20,000. එතකොට අපි මේකේ double entry එකක් then complete කරා. Okay. Then what we have to do? We have to record it in accounts. හරිද? අපිට දැන් මේ ටික accounts වල record කරන්න. එතකොට what are the two types of accounts we have? One is salaries account. The next one is cash book. Okay. එතකොට අපිට තියෙනවා debit side එකයි credit side එකයි. Debit side එකයි credit side එකයි. එතකොට මම salaries account එකනේ debit කරන්නේ. එතකොට මම මුලින්ම දාගන්නවා date එක 6th Jan, right? Then I am writing the name of the account that I am crediting. එතකොට ඒක ඇවිල්ලා cash book, then amount 20,000. Okay. Then on the other hand, I am crediting the cash book. So I am writing the date again, 6th Jan. Okay. Salaries account. Okay. And I am crediting it by 20,000. So that's it. Payment of salaries of rupees 20,000. Okay. So with that, we finish off the 5th transaction as well. So I hope you can understand it and take a couple of minutes and write this. So you will have to write this slide. Okay. Take a couple of minutes and write it down. Okay. We studied about all these transaction types, how to record the double entry, and then how to record it in accounts. Okay. Now we are going to learn a new section that is ledger. Okay. We are going to learn a new section and that is ledger. Okay. So we are going to learn about ledger. Right. ledger right. Now if you look at accounts, okay, now if you now let's for example let's say asset account. Okay, asset account type. Okay, asset account type. Asset account type. Now there are so many asset account types. So many asset accounts. For example, machinery account. Okay, there can be cash account, There can be stocks account, okay, and there can be what else? For example, furniture account, okay. Likewise, there are so many accounts, right? Now, it does not just end in asset account, okay. We also have what else? We have liability accounts, okay. We have income accounts, we have expense account, okay, and then we have the equity account. So these accounts also, there are a number of other accounts. For example, if we take liability account, there can be bank loan account, okay, bank loan account, and there can be creditors account. Income account, there can be interest income, okay, there can be sales income, okay. Now expenses, there can be purchasers account, and there can be what else? Salaries. Likewise, equity capital. So from each of these types of accounts, okay, from each of these types of accounts, we have number of accounts, okay. So the collection of all these accounts, okay, collection of all these accounts, we call it ledger. We call it ledger. Okay. We call it ledger. Okay. So a separate account has to be maintained for each type of account. Hammer type of account, hammer type of asset එකකටම අපිට separate account එකක් තියාගන්න. Machines වලට separate account එකක් තියාගන්න ඕනේ, cash වලට තියාගන්න ඕනේ, stocks වලට තියාගන්න, right? Likewise, you have to maintain a separate account for each type of asset. Okay. Accordingly, there can be many asset accounts in the business, such as motor vehicle, furniture, cash, etc. Now, similarly, there can be many accounts for each type of equity, liability, income, and expenses in the business. මේ මම කිව්වා වගේ අපේ අනිත් accounting elements වලටත් තව ගොඩක් ಜಾතියේ accounts තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? A collection of all the account is called the ledger. මෙතකොට මේ collection එක, මේ ඔක්කොම accounts වල collection එකට තමයි අපි ledger එක කියන්නේ. Therefore, recording business transactions in accounts is also named as recording business transactions in the ledger. එතකොට අපි කියනවා මේක account එකේ record කරනවා වගේම මේක ledger එකේ record කරනවා කියලා. ඒතකොට අපිට question එකක් ආවොත් එහෙම record this transaction in the ledger කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? අර individual accounts වලම මේ transactions එක ටික record කරන්න කියන එක තමයි එකෙන් කියන්නේ. Okay. So with that, we have learned about the ledger. Okay. So we have to write the note. I will read it out. Okay. You have to put the subheading as recording transactions in accounts and ledger. Each type of asset in a business requires own account. For instance, there could be separate accounts for assets like motor vehicle, furniture, and cash. Similarly, various accounts can exist for different types of equity, liability, income, and expenses. The complete set of all these accounts is referred to as ledger. Therefore, when business recorded in individual accounts, it is often called recording transactions in the ledger. Okay, so take a couple of minutes and write this note in your note. So you can write this slide. Okay, recording transactions in accounts.